Nobody's coming to save you. And I know you feel stuck waiting for somebody smarter, richer, more connected to show up and give you the game plan. You think that success is locked behind mentorship, but I hate to break it to you. No mentor is coming. It ain't happening, Captain. And the truth is that you're procrastinating under the illusion of waiting for guidance. And if you keep on waiting, somebody less talented but more resourceful is gonna pass you fast. The great mentor excuse. Have I not heard that one thousands of times? Look, that's what people tell themselves when they're scared to move. You don't need a mentor. You need to make a decision. You need to take massive imperfect action on that decision, and you need momentum. Those three things allowed me to make over 7 figures online in my business with just one digital product doing a little over 900K. And nobody with real results ever sat around waiting for somebody to guide them. They moved, they failed, they figured it out, and then the right people started to show up along the way. And this is only going to take me about 5 minutes to break down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you're just going to keep on waiting around thinking that a mentor is going to be some type of savior when they're not. They're multipliers, but you need to build something to multiply. And before I get into this, I need you to understand that I've mentored people in business. I may be considered a mentor, and nothing that I'm going to tell you in this video will benefit that side of my business. So I hope you just really listen and just take this in. That's what she said. But look, most people starting off in their business, they're DMing all these people. They're wanting to go to all these networking events. They're wanting to meet up with people for coffee dates. They reach out to people asking if they can pick their brain. Like, no, nobody wants you to pick their brain. And just even think about how disgusting that sounds. Like, hey, can I pick your brain? Like, ew. And with that pick your brain stuff, let's just think logically for a second. What would you do if a random stranger walked up to you or messaged you and was like, hey, I know you don't know me and I'm a complete stranger, but can you take your time, energy, and effort away from the stuff that you like to do and the stuff that you make money with in order to just teach me every single thing that you know? You'd probably be like, no, get out of my face, weirdo. And then those same people have some type of mind frame that somebody is going to just notice their potential. You know what successful people notice and respect? Execution, action, grit, that you're going to move with them or without them. You want a mentor? Cool. Build something. Start your brand. Build the product. Make the offer. Launch the thing. Because when you move, you create leverage. And leverage attracts attention. And here's the thing. A lot of people aren't even having any movement because they're just waiting around thinking that somebody is just supposed to help them. That if they did get in the presence or if they did get in connection with somebody that could actually help them, they don't even know what questions to ask that person because they're not doing anything. So they just ask general questions like, what keeps you motivated or what keeps you inspired? Because they don't have anything that they can ask them that they can implement right now because they're not working on anything right now. And when you're not taking any action, when you're not building your own leverage, you don't know what information to go and seek. Therefore, you don't know who would even be a good mentor for you. And mentorship is everywhere. Like, if you just pay attention, my first people that I actually consider mentors, I've never met them a day in my life, but I observed them from afar. You don't need to talk to successful people to learn from them. You can reverse engineer literally everything. Their content, their funnels, their offers, their marketing strategies, their branding strategies. I mean, literally everything. Like, we have access to so much information through books, through YouTube, through AI with ChatGPT. Like, there's no excuses. I'll give you an example. Somebody, and I don't consider this person to be one of my mentors from afar, but I've learned a lot from this guy. And every time I use this person as an example, people, they get pissed off. Their pennies get all in a bunch, right? Donald Trump. And here's another thing. You don't have to like the people that you learn from because for some reason, people think that you only can learn from people that you like. Like, no, you can not like somebody, but see certain things that are working for them, and then you can take what they're doing and apply it to yourself. So if I use Donald Trump as an example as far as a brand perspective, the number one thing that I learned from Donald Trump is branding and personal brand. He puts Trump on everything. Trump Towers, Trump this, Trump that. Back in the day, he refused to do interviews unless they said billionaire Donald Trump, or they introduced him as billionaire Donald Trump. Even during his first presidency, I don't know if you can remember during a time when people were getting sick with something that was mysterious floating around in the air, right? But the government gave out these stimulus checks, right? And I don't know if you can recall the first stimulus package that went out, there was a delay on them. Donald Trump said, no, I know that these people need this money right now and that people are suffering, but I'm gonna put a hold on these physical checks so I can put my name on the check. So there was a delay, like some months delays on the physical checks because he wanted Trump to be put on the checks. And to this day, what are some lower thinking people thinking? Well, Donald Trump gave me my money. They don't say that the US government gave them money. They say that Donald Trump gave them money. Why? Because he put Trump on the check. He's always thinking personal branding. He's always building his personal brand. So I put Aston CEO everywhere. I introduce myself at Aston CEO. AstonCEO.com, social media handles, YouTube handle, Aston CEO. If I'm at a networking event, I introduce myself as Aston CEO. When I'm on Zoom conference calls, guess what it says? Aston CEO. But that's a branding lesson that I learned from Trump. And I don't have to have a conversation with this dude to just be observant and aware and just see what he's doing. And I don't have to like the guy either to learn something from him. But there's so many people and you have access to so much information, whether you like the people or you despise the people. You can learn from everything. You can learn from everybody and you'll start to see certain trends, certain things that they're doing, certain strategies, certain marketing tactics, certain offers, stuff in content. Like, what are they doing? This stuff is working. How can I apply this to myself? But you have to be aware and observant of it so you can see it, and then you can reverse engineer starting at their end line and then working backwards to where you are currently. Stop waiting for the gatekeeper. Break in through the side door. So look, here's the 3 things that you really need. You need clarity, you need discipline, and you need feedback loops. With clarity, you need to know the one thing that you are working towards building. The reason why most entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs cannot get to the levels that they want to get to is because they are not focused on anything. And focus, FOCUS, stands for follow one course until successful. You need to know the one thing that you are building. You cannot build multiple things. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You will not be successful until you can become successful at one. And then, like I said before, if we look at other people and if we can get mentorship from afar from observing other people's demonstrations, we will see every successful person, they started off becoming that success at that one thing. One of my good friends, he's in the entertainment industry and he really, really respects what Kevin Hart has done in business. And he was trying to imitate what Kevin Hart was doing. Oh, I got this company and I got this and I got this and then I'm gonna make this product and I'm gonna make this product and I'm gonna make that product. And I was like, whoa, you got too much dip on your chip, Playboy. Like, why don't you actually copy what Kevin Hart did? And he was like, oh, I did. He has Heartbeat Productions and he has this studio and then he does this and then he has this, then he has this tequila, then he has the underwear, then he has this and he has this. And I was like, no. Before Kevin Hart was able to do all that stuff, he became a great, successful comedian. That was all that he focused on first. And then all of the other opportunities became like octopus legs off of the main one thing. He used LeBron James as an example because he's done some work for LeBron James as far as some film production stuff. He's like, well, Bron got this, Bron got that. I was like, whoa, got a little too much dip on your chip again. LeBron James focused on basketball. And then other opportunities came from him focusing on basketball. And then he still keeps basketball the main thing because he knows that none of the other opportunities will become available if he did not focus on basketball. And then from an entrepreneur example, like everybody, they love to use Elon Musk as the example. Well, Elon Musk, he focuses on all this different stuff. I'm like, well, you ain't Elon. And neither am I. And I don't want to get into his origin history or whatnot, but you probably ain't starting from the same place or the same resources that Elon had either. And he almost ran his companies into the ground. Like he barely survived. But that's an anomaly, not the rule. So don't use the anomaly. Don't use the exception as the rule. Like people love to do that. They love to use the one exception instead of looking at all the examples of the successes that followed the rule. So you need that clarity to know the one thing that you're looking to build so you can apply the discipline, the second thing that you need, so you can apply the discipline every single day towards building that one thing. So you can show up daily even when it's not sexy. Because here's the thing you need to realize about success. Success is boring. Success is having the discipline to do the same mundane task over and over and over and over again, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline outweighs motivation, and discipline outweighs inspiration, because you are not going to be inspired and you are not going to be motivated every single day, but you need to have the discipline to still show up every day. That's the main difference between the winners and the losers. The losers aren't disciplined and they don't do the work when they don't feel like it, or when they're not inspired, or when they're not motivated, to whereas the disciplined still do it because they don't lose their focus. Follow one course until successful on building their one thing until they reach that success. And then, like I said, third, you need feedback loops, right? You need to stay in a constant loop of getting feedback from the marketplace. So most people, they're just sitting there waiting, or they're waiting for somebody to help, to whereas they're not taking any action. They're not getting any feedback from the actual marketplace. They're not getting any feedback from actual people. You need to launch fast, fail fast, and iterate fast. Look, you're not a business owner. You're not an entrepreneur. You need to have the mindset of a scientist. You need to constantly be testing. Most people are out here afraid of failure when failure is a good thing. And that's why you need to hurry up and fail, because the more times that you fail and the faster that you fail, the faster that you will figure out what does work. And that comes from launching fast, failing fast, and iterating fast. That's the formula. Look, mentorship is a shortcut. It can get you there faster, but you can earn that shortcut by taking massive imperfect action. And look, I'm gonna tell you the harsh truth that a lot of people won't tell you. Most people want mentors because they're scared of failing alone. So they stall, they research, they hide behind learning when that learning is actually just procrastination. And all that time, there's somebody else out there, less talented, not as smart, not as ready as you, but moving, and they're gonna beat you. And you know why? Because speed wins, period. And the opportunity of a lifetime only lasts for the lifetime of the opportunity. But you're passing it up right now because you're poor. And poor is not a financial state. Poor is a mentality and an acronym. POOR stands for passing over opportunities repeatedly. So people don't take action now, NOW, no opportunities wasted, because they're passing over opportunities repeatedly. They're poor. Now look, can a mentor help you? Yes. Can a mentor guide you? Yes. Can a mentor give you a fast pass and accelerate a learning curve? Yes. But a mentor cannot save you. A lot of people, they think that they are going to find some type of mentor that is just going to be the end all be all to their success. Like, no, you still have to do the work. It's still all on you. Nobody is coming to save you. But look, starting out, I didn't have a mentor. I had problems, I had ambitions, I had YouTube and some books, and that's it. Then I started to buy some courses and whatnot, and I failed. I made mistakes, a whole lot of them, but I learned from those mistakes. And I made those mistakes and failed fast, therefore I learned fast. And I built skill from those failures, and I took action. And that's how mentors came into my life, whether they be those long distance mentors that I'll probably never speak to a day in my life, or those people that I've actually paid for some mentorship, or those people to where it's just natural organic relationships started to form in my life. But that's what happened. I was taking action, and then the mentor started to appear because I started to know what information that I was just seeking versus just mindlessly, brainlessly just seeking out information like most people out here doing. They're consuming all this stuff that they don't even know that they need because they're not taking any action. Not the other way around. I didn't go out and get a mentor and then learn how to go do all the stuff. I started to do some stuff and then found mentors. And like I said, mentors can give you the fast pass like all them that you see on the screen right now. And if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Credit at the Top community for weekly coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community of entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only $97 a month to join right now. That's less than a cup of coffee per day. So click the link down in the description to tap in, and I'll see you on my coaching call this Wednesday. Like this Credit at the Top community, it can give you a fast pass. It can accelerate the learning curve. I can help you. But just to keep it a buck with you, you don't need it. You need yourself. You need to fail. You need to take massive imperfect action. You need to learn through your failures. You need to test. You need to launch. You need to get in feedback loops. You need to build, launch, sell, fail, repeat. You need to test. You need to think like a scientist instead of thinking like a business. You need to stop waiting for permission when you've already got everything that you need. And if you hear anybody out there saying that you need mentorship, run fast the other way and never listen to that human being ever again in life, because you don't need them. They can help you, but you don't need them. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. Go ahead and check out this video right here for how you can basically sell air and create value out of nothing by making a lot of money before you even create a product. It's credited at the top.